What's poppin', y'all? The Trigger Man, the guy that shot and killed Pop Smoke, is free now. A free man, which is insane to think about, right? It feels like Pop Smoke died just a couple of years ago, which it was a couple of years ago. But it feels just like yesterday when Dior came out. I don't know if years are passing by quicker, but it just feels like yesterday, man. Dior was a crazy moment. Even Christopher Walken, just Pop Smoke era in general. But the guy got out because he was a minor, part of this gang that was set to rob Pop Smoke that day. Robbery turned wrong. Shoots him, kills him. The guy was 16 or 17 at the time. He was a minor, so we didn't even really know who it was. They didn't disclose the person's information, but he gets released. And he just had to serve some time in juvenile, and then he posts a story saying he's 21 and posting some Don Julio alcohol, telling people to come take a shot. And everyone posted this everywhere. Continuing on, there was also footage of him cutting off an ankle monitor, which is a little bit interesting. You just toss the ankle monitor. Do they let you cut off your own ankle monitor, or do they have to take it off? I don't know the answer to that, because I really doubt that a person just gets out and cuts off their own ankle monitor like this. Like, they know exactly where he was at. They know that he did it. Like, this guy's not going on the run. I would have expected a music video of him doing the race by this time. Like, it would have been pre-recorded and dropped when this came out. I think Adam22 has been working on getting an interview with this guy. The thing is, there are a bunch of different ways to approach this, right? This guy's a stone cold killer. He killed Pop Smoke, and some people will say, hey, this guy deserves to do life in prison, at least 20 plus years, even if he was 16. Like, TK's doing 55, right? And the law operates differently, California versus Texas, but TK's gonna be sitting in there for a very, very, very long time. This guy, on the other hand, should he be sitting in there for longer? Now, of course, you probably want my opinion. Yes, of course. My opinion? Yes, 100%. However, we do need to take into consideration how people view cases differently based on who they like, right? So this guy grew up in a lesser to-do neighborhood, was likely groomed. Let's call it what it is. These people don't join gangs. They're groomed into gangs. Like 9, 10-year-olds slowly like, yo, you got to join it. This is cool, by older dudes. They're groomed. They're groomed into gangs. That's what we need to start calling it. Like, there's no problem talking about like, yo, this 17-year-old got groomed. So when she was 18, she's with this guy. Same thing they do. Like, oh, 17-year-old guy got groomed, which they don't really use this as often, but it happens. So if people can be groomed in that case, which sure, I'm in agreement with, I'm not trying to knock that. I'm saying we definitely need to apply it to people being groomed at a far younger age into joining a gang, organization, whatever the case may be, that they have to be in for the rest of their life. And they have to carry out violent crime and many other crimes. So some people could call this a victim. And then I want to look at the Meek Mills of the world. I don't know if Meek Mill said anything about this, probably not. But Meek Mill is somebody that's for justice reform, right? Prison reform. What is this about? Rehabilitation. So I feel like there's a certain contradiction if you believe in rehabilitation, prison reform, the stuff that Meek Mill's talking about, and then you're upset that somebody who was groomed into a gang was a teenager that killed this guy. Their intention was to rob him, kills this individual, and then serves 4 to 5 years because he was a minor due to the law of that state, and gets out, and now he can actually have a chance at life, right? Quote unquote. Like, his life's not over. Are you going to like try and say that's against prison reform? Now, I do understand a lot of prison reform is talking about like, hey, people are committing non-violent crimes. And to that point, I agree. Like I said, this guy should be locked up 25 plus years. I don't care if he's shooting someone at 15. The hell? Now, if he's doing that like 8, 9 years old, it depends on the context. But yeah, I think this guy should stay in. But a lot of people would be happy if, like, for example, think about if Pop Smoke had shot and killed somebody and he somehow got 4 years. If TK had got 4 years, y'all would love him. That's the problem here. Then there will be people giving him attention. Like, I didn't know that this guy was out. I knew he was supposed to get out relatively soon, but I wasn't following it at all. So everyone else posting this got it on my feed. It got it on your radar probably, or maybe I just got it on your radar. But we're contributing to this, right? People with some sort of a reach. So we're contributing to putting attention on this individual. The attention that this individual has around him now, due to me, I'm including myself in this, and people that made it known to me, will drum up enough demand for him to do an interview, which will likely be paid. This guy's not making money any other way. He doesn't have a job yet. He didn't go to college. He didn't graduate high school. Well, he maybe graduated high school in juvenile. So what will he do? He'll probably charge for an interview, and then I think the person that interviews him will get hate, which I don't think that's fair. Because if you interviewed a killer in any regard whatsoever, I don't think you can say, hey, we can't interview this killer unless you have a personal relationship. So if Vlad interviews this guy, or Adam interviews this guy, or Academics interviews this guy, or anybody really, I don't have any issue with it, or say Cheese, I don't see anything wrong with it, personally. Would I interview this guy? No. But I'm not really an interviewer, number one. And number two, it's just a gut feeling with this guy in particular. And I think I would probably have a rule for killers in general. I don't think I would interview Tay-K either. Now, there will be the argument that, oh, well, the people that are being interviewed that are killers, allegedly, right, like Academics and all these other platforms interviewed King Von, and that guy was a stone cold killer. We know that for a fact. But this guy killed a rapper, so he shouldn't be interviewed. I don't know. I haven't seen any sentiment that says this guy shouldn't be interviewed, but I do think it will get hate. Well, for example, Vlad TV interviewed the guy that killed Michael Jordan's father from prison, I think. And that was relatively controversial, but I think it's just a story, and you're paying to get someone's story. There are killers that get documentaries done on them in prison, and they get paid in prison. Like the Iceman, I think that was his name. The guy that killed, allegedly, like over 150 people or more back in what was, I guess, the quote-unquote golden era for murderers, where it was way easier to get caught with, or way easier to get away with it. Because I remember the guy was talking about, yeah, he would just get into an incident where someone just looked at him the wrong way and he would just kill him. Like, he was just randomly killing people, which I guess it's difficult to find a motive or a pattern when this guy's just getting irritated by everybody and just smoking them and tossing them in a river or a ditch somewhere in a different city that he was in for no reason other than to just drive around and kill. But I actually want to hear this guy's story. I want to hear it more, not just the Pop Smoke incident, but I want to hear how he got into the gang, how he got groomed. This is what we're going to call it, groomed into the gang, what his upbringing was like, if he feels any regret or remorse. We really know this guy's going to try to be a rapper. Like, his cash grab will be to try to get a big deal for an interview, maybe more interviews after that, and potentially rap. But he's just going to be seen as a villain. That's the problem. It's like Quando Rondo and the Lil Tim situation, except they actually have somewhat of a leg to stand on, where, hey, this is self-defense situation, and people still hated on them. This guy went in to rob the person and killed him. So, like, the whole botched robbery and everything. Like, these guys just messed up on every front, and he still got a deal to get out, which is so mind-boggling. Like, failed the robbery. You weren't supposed to kill the guy. You kill the guy. You get caught for killing the guy, so you fail as a criminal. And then you get saved because you just so happen to be 16 or 17 when this all happened. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, I'm actually interested to hear this guy's story. I will listen to an interview by him. Do I hope that he fails? At this point, the best we can hope for is this person gets his life together and becomes a contributing and decent member of society and regrets what he did. That's it. Are we going to hope that the guy continues to do crime and goes back and harms somebody else? I don't think that's fair. But hey, I do think he got to skate off, and I don't like that, that's for sure. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you for watching. Peace.